This world ain't fair, and don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. We solemnly swear, it's in the air, drama popping everywhere. It's no love, ain't no feelings to spare. We solemnly swear to keep it 100. We solemnly swear to keep it 100. So have a seat, strap up, and let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
It's just kind of, you know.
Man, the police rolled up on me in the parking lot today.
Really?
No, for real. I was just sitting there minding my business, talking to Dre on the phone, and I seen a cop come across the parking lot. Then I see another car whip across the parking lot over the grass and pull behind my car. And he hopped out, and I was like, what the fuck going on? And he was like, well, ma'am, don't be alarmed. We just heard there was an argument, and we just wanted to know if you was involved. And
oh, it was
like,
you, because your ass like to argue about it.
Nah, what was I arguing with by myself?
You know what?
If you was out there, I would have been arguing with your ass, because you always wrong.
Hey, man, listen.
Shit.
It bees that way sometimes.
Well, because you can't control the round.
What?
You don't know about the it bees like that sometimes, because I can't control the rhyme.
Keith Murray.
I'm from Houston. I ain't from whack ass New
The
York.
most beautifulest thing in this world.
Trash.
Just like that.
Trash. That shit is the beautifulest. We see what talking about.
You tripping. Don't do that. Don't do that to Keith Murray. Don't do that.
That's a classic song. That shit.
All right, well, don't do that.
Beautifulest.
Don't do that.
You know
his brother was
I don't
here.
give a fuck about his brother. Let's go.
Man, if
let's
his
get the
brother
show
was out here,
started.
somebody need to tell that nigga get control of his Instagram page, man.
Who Instagram?
Keith Murray, that whole hack. He be on everybody's page asking who want to get verified.
Oh man, the show.
Oh, it's definitely hacked.
The show started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to it.
It's time to pod. It's time to pod.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, rest in peace, Takeoff.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, you are listening to the sounds of the one and only Mr. Luke. I am here at the legendary legendary Lab 7 Studio. I mean, that's that cup, man.
He been drinking, y'all.
Yeah, buddy. We are here at Lab 7 Studios. We are the We Solemnly Swear podcast, live in full effect. I got my main man with me to my right, the man, the myth, the legend, super producer, D. Francis. I got Shay Boogie laughing at me. What the fuck is funny, Shay?
What up? Because I thought you was about to be funny yesterday. I got my main man with me to my left.
No. You know, you may look at certain times, but I wouldn't do that to my girl.
You jealous?
No.
Oh,
You my girl. Salute to Shay Boogie in the motherfucking house.
Oh, look at D. Francis.
My nigga on note, man. Hey, man, we are having a good time. Look, anytime we get at the round table, we have some drinks before the show. You already know, man, we be lit like a motherfucker.
Stumbling over words.
Right. Instead of talking about bullshit like niggas, like police rolling up on us and shit.
Man, that was a little scary at first because, it's Missouri City
Man,
police.
quit being scary, Shay.
Man, it's the police. Okay? They got more guns than me.
You got gun?
Yes, I do.
What kind you got?
None of your business.
Yeah, you ain't got no gun.
Don't tell me I ain't got no gun. First of all, I'm a veteran, and I was a Hawkeye 40 out of 40, so I don't miss.
What branch you was in?
Army.
Really?
Yeah, I did 8 years.
No shit.
I went in when I was 17.
Wow. That explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. Why I'm so independent.
Why you so hard-headed?
And why I can take care of my damn self. Shit.
Salute to Shay Boogie, man. Shay Boogie is out here, nigga, right 1, 2, stepping on you hoes, man. Left, right. Salute to Shay Boogie, fighting for her country, man.
Damn right.
Yeah, boy. All right,
Veterans Day is coming up, too.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
So I need my gift card since you didn't do it for my birthday.
Listen, I damn sure ain't finna do shit for Veterans Day. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
That's our country, y'all.
Hey, man, listen, I'm sorry.
That's how they treat the vets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do this right. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. See what I'm saying?
You like
Show
that
some
shit?
love.
Man,
Thank
fuck
you.
that shit. All right. Let's get to the motherfucking show. Who the fuck is that at the door?
I didn't order no Uber.
Right.
DJ Confused.
Who?
Confused. DJ Confused.
DJ Confused in the motherfucking house.
I got to do the spelling. It's Kunphuzed. The shit is phonetic.
Confused. He's confused on how to spell it.
Hey, as soon as he started, you nigga said K.
He said K.
Now listen.
Then PH.
I'm being funny, but I've known that that's how he spelled his name for quite some time. How many years you think?
Damn near 20.
Yeah. Kunphphuzed.
It would never find you on Instagram.
I'm trying to find this DJ Kunphuzed guy.
The shit start with a K.
And I'm so confused because I can't find it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've been drinking. Hey, man, we're having a good time. Listen, we normally record on, what day we normally record? Sunday.
But
we end this bitch on a Saturday, because we are loyal to the motherfucking listeners out there in listening land.
Facts.
And, we got some availability issues for Sunday. So guess what we did? We said, fuck it. We'll come to this bitch on a goddamn Saturday. Give a round of applause for us.
Yes.
Episode number 20.
Damn.
Goddamn right.
A whole dub.
20
sack.
20 straight, 20 sack, 20 piece. Come on, give us one, DJ Kunphuzed.
What are you giving you? A round of applause or
Confused.
Bruh. Hey, man, listen, we are here to have a good time. Unfortunately, we got to start the show off on a rough note. Well, we'll get to that in just a second. Everybody at the round table, can we please put the right hand up to the man?
Right hand is up.
All right, we'll start with our guest, DJ Kunphuzed. Sir, do you solemnly swear to keep it 100?
I certainly do.
And who do you put that on, sir?
I put that on my grandparents.
Okay.
We're going to keep it really real.
Right. Shay Boogie, do you solemnly swear to keep it 100, young lady?
Man, I put that on Takeoff. Rest in peace.
Man, rest in peace, Takeoff. I put that on Takeoff as well.
Damn
rest
right.
in peace, Takeoff. D. Francis in the motherfucking building. We ready to go. Let's do this.
He put it on Takeoff, too.
All right. So, as Shay Boogie said, she put that on Takeoff. Takeoff, 1/3 of the Migos, as we all know now, has passed away or was murdered, I should say.
Murdered.
I don't like when people say passed away when people are taken from you, right?
Yeah.
I remember you see the news and they say Nipsey Hussle passed away. I'm like, nah, Nipsey was taken.
Yep. Snatched. His
life taken.
I'm sorry, you speak of Nipsey. Did you hear how old boy is trying to appeal for early release, or like to bring his charges from first-degree murder to manslaughter?
Eric Holder?
Yes, Holden. Is it Holder or Holden?
I think it's Holder.
Holder.
Yeah, he trying to go down to manslaughter. Like, sir, you shot him, kicked him, plotted.
Yeah, that shit was.
And ran off.
This is the thing. Don't get what I'm saying wrong, but can you blame somebody in that position? You gonna do whatever you can to try to help yourself, right?
Yeah, but this is why we need to vote. Tuesday, we need to vote because who we put in office and who we put in these judges' seats matter.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so Takeoff. So it's still very fuzzy. This happened maybe 3-4 days ago now.
Mm-hmm.
On Halloween, I think.
It was Halloween night. It sure was.
Early in the morning.
I don't, the details are still kind of muddy, right?
Are they?
Are they not?
No, they super muddy.
Yeah, I feel like the details are muddy.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, they were saying that he was killed. It was a dice game, right? They were saying that he was killed. It was a dice game. Then they were saying that it was friendly fire, like somebody from his own camp shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Now they saying some nigga in a yellow hoodie shot him. Supposedly, some nigga that was murdered today, supposedly, right?
Right, and they was beefing over basketball.
Yeah, but TMZ put the clip out. TMZ, they put a clip out. You can hear Quavo, his voice very distinct, arguing with somebody, sounding the nigga like, nigga, somebody, I don't play no damn basketball. And the nigga was like, no, you already seen me play basketball. Man, I don't play like that. Then I heard the nigga say something to the effect of, man, let me get up out of here if I've been to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And maybe 2 seconds after that, all I heard was
pop, pop, pop.
Pop, pop, pop.
And Takeoff got hit in the torso and in the head.
How many times he got hit?
Twice. And Quavo assistant was shot too. I think his name was like Joshua Washington, but he was shot too, and they're not talking about that.
Yeah.
And somebody else was shot.
There was a young lady that was shot in the head.
Really?
Yeah.
She survived?
Yeah.
Wow. Did it just graze her?
I don't know.
It must have, because they did say that there were 2 other people that got shot that was tended to at the hospital.
Yeah.
But Takeoff was the only casualty.
Died right at the scene, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it was almost immediate. I'm hoping it was immediate.
Hey, it was. The headshot.
It looked like it.
Man, so Initially, when you first heard the news, I'm getting text messages and inbox from people telling me, man, you got to go in on the podcast about this shit, man. And I was going to, right? But then the details kind of start coming in and it's kind of fuzzy about like how it actually happened. And it kind of turns out that he was like an innocent bystander in this shit.
Yep.
Which kind of changed the narrative for me a little bit, not fully, but it did a little bit, right? Because I don't think he did anything to actually cause his death.
I don't think nobody did.
Now, when you say like maybe wrong place, wrong time, he shouldn't have been there. Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as like instigating the situation or being an agitator in the situation. He was just there.
He was just there.
Wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't even a part of the argument.
Right.
And unfortunately, he was the one that lost his life.
That's usually how it is when you got people dealing out of emotion. And I hear you say all the time that women are emotional. All y'all say women are so emotional, but clearly men are also hella emotional, because if it takes for somebody to say, man, I'm not about to argue about this shit, man, let's go before I fuck you up. And you get so offended that you pull out a gun and start busting, like you was willing to kill people because somebody told you, I'm not willing to argue, I'll fuck you up. That's hella emotional. That's hella like soft.
So what I don't want to do with the Takeoff situation, I don't want to turn the Takeoff situation to a men versus women versus.
It's not. It's just being emotional. Like, it's just men are super emotional too.
Okay. Again, I don't want to turn that into that. But to that point, I tell you all the time that humans are emotional. Men, women, everybody's emotional. We talk about women being emotional because we're talking about one type of emotional reaction that we typically get from women. But men have proven that they are also very emotional and act out of emotion all the time. So that's why I say I don't want to turn that into a war. Like, I agree with you that men are very emotional. Men act out on emotion a lot of times. And when men act out on emotion, a lot of times people get hurt, people die.
Yeah.
Typically when women act out on emotion, it's just
people just get their feelings hurt.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
But when it's men,
people die.
Women get hurt. Men get hurt. Go ahead, Kunphuzed, what you got?
I was going to say, and also this situation is exacerbated by the fact that...
Wait, what?
Exacerbated this...
I thought he said masturbated.
God damn it.
Go ahead.
Okay, it was made even worse by the fact you had emotions mixed with a firearm.
Right.
Yep.
And with, like, I carry a firearm all the time.
Is it on you now?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, gosh.
No.
Oh.
We not making no more jokes.
No. We can
I'm out of here.
I don't want him to get emotional.
Right.
But
hey, we love you, DJ.
Nah, we just play.
You're our guy, man.
But I mean, honestly, like when I took the CHL class, they expressed the importance and the responsibility of carrying a gun.
Yeah.
And most gun owners that carry never want to use it. And it should actually be a last resort, but for a lot of people that have no training, that gun give them power. Or it makes everything worse, because that's going to be your first go-to.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to de-escalate. You're not, even if it gets to boxing, like you skipping all of that shit and you going straight to the gun.
My uncle told me a long time ago when I first got a gun. I didn't have a license and none of that shit like that.
Yeah.
He told me, hey, don't be carrying that thing around, because the first sign of something happening, you're going to be, tempted to use that. I thought about that. I'm like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Because you kind of feel like, I don't want to use the word invincible, but you know that you have something that could get a motherfucker up off you if need be.
Need it, yeah. And
it's no longer, you won't even have to do too much of this or this. And I'm holding up my fist right now, like insinuating like boxing. You could just go straight to that. And a lot of times that happens in a lot of situations when guys get, as Shay Boogie said, emotional.
Yeah.
This is a problem that we have to discuss. I said a couple podcasts, a couple podcasts ago that Black people, we are in a state of emergency. We are in a state of emergency. This culture of ours, this rap music that we love so dearly and we love so much, it's clear as day. If it is not clear as day to you, then to me, I think that something may be wrong with you, or you are just in serious denial. there is something seriously fucked up about this culture, about this music, about what it promotes and glorifies and teaches. And it just exuberates. You didn't know I could use words like that, but I can. You know, I fucked it up the second time. But in all seriousness, this culture exuberates aggression. You know what I'm saying? Anger, violence. And for whatever reason, I know the reason. I'm going to tell you what the reason is, but we act as if we don't know what the fuck is wrong. Like, I'm listening to the radio station, and these guys are like, yeah, man, so sad, man. R.I.P. Takeoff. Well, we'll be right back to you after this. You know, the next song, it was a song, Ready to Gun You Down. Mm-hmm. Ready to Gun You Down. 21 Savage. I don't maybe Bank Account. I think it was Bank Account.
Yep. Yeah.
We have gotten so numb to these violent messages and this talk about killing each other and sliding and hurting each other that it has just become common. Till we don't even hear it anymore, really.
Yeah.
We hear Ready to Gun You Down. We just bob our head and fucking like it's
normal.
Like it's normal because it is normal
for
life. If you listen to any other radio station aside from the hip hop stations, you won't hear any references of people killing each other or harming each other. You'll hear songs about love, maybe heartbreak, breakup, and that I call grown-up music. Rap music doesn't have to be violent or negative. We have moved into a space to where I think that we feel like it has to be, but it doesn't have to be negative.
Nope.
It used to be fun. Shay Boogie, you're old like me.
I'm not old.
You might be a little older.
I'm not old.
But you remember back in the day?
No, I don't. I wasn't.
You remember way back in the day?
No, I wasn't around then.
It's like you remember like what's the nigga? Bust a Move.
Yeah.
Young MC.
Young MC. You know, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid
anymore.
There were songs.
I said, I wish I was.
Far Side, Passing Me By.
All of that.
That was hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. There were elements of, because that's when the gangster rap was kind of on the rise, right?
Well, gangster rap was out before that.
No, but what I'm saying, as far as it like getting, so when the gangster raps really start, like in the late 80s, you would say?
Yep.
So
Ice-T, NWA, people like that.
So what I've noticed, just like with anything, and I'm gonna touch on this in the Kyrie shit too, later, and when we talk about that, but one door only opens up the next, right? So it starts with like an NWA, then it grows into like a Ghetto Boys, then it gets a little worse and worse as shit progresses, right? And I think initially the message was, man, we just telling our story. We're just saying, we just saying what we see, in the news. We just saying what we see in the streets, right?
Yeah.
And then it turned from that into like a glorification of the shit, right? We're in a state of emergency now because all of that, all years and years and years of that has brought us here. And now, and when I say here, I mean to the point where our rappers are dying on a very consistent basis. There are so many dead rappers that we don't even know the names of. It's a list. It's a list that is long as fuck.
Yeah, because it was actually a drill rapper from New York, a little 17-year-old that got
just the day after, right?
Like I think like 2 days ago.
Right. A young guy, a little drill, like you said, a little.
Like, I don't even barely know his name.
But let me get to that point. It's so many that we don't really know their names. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I mean also like a Fat Pat or a Chucky Trill, where we know who they are. But I'm just saying, like, across the nation, it's not like household names. But let's talk about household names. We got artists that have died, like XXXTentacion.
Yeah.
Violently, Young Dolph.
Yep.
Nipsey Hussle. Mo 3.
Yep.
Murdered.
Yep.
And there's plenty of more. There's plenty more. These are just
many.
What I can think of off the top of my head. PNB Rock just got murdered.
Yeah. We
are in a state of fucking emergency. And for whatever reason, there is still, even I would say myself as well, right? I'm guilty of this shit because I am a product of this culture. I grew up in it. I don't want to use the old trope that's saying like it's all I know, but it's kind of true. Like, this is what I know. Since I was a kid, I grew up listening to all of this shit. I grew up listening to Scarface and Too Short and all that shit. That shit's embedded in me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It is.
I use the phrase all the time. We love our poison.
They kind of led the way. They kind of led the way.
They definitely did, right? It like I always say, man, it goes from one thing to the next and to the next. And it just gets a little worse with every generation, right?
Yep.
But this is where this is where we have been led to now. And we are in a place now where our hip hop artists are being killed. They're being terminated. Takeoff is not just your local how do you say that shit? I don't know the right way to say it.
Yeah, like run-of-the-mill artists.
I had it right, didn't I?
Yeah. Trust yourself.
I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
But, you know, we talking about a guy that's, and what?
They fucking scored. I'm sorry.
Who scored?
Fucking Philly.
Against the Astros? What am Astros trash?
Don't do that, because just the other day, you was like, "Oh yeah, I knew they was gonna win."
Hey, well, when they win, that's how I act.
I mean, it's the top of the sixth. We
So you're a flaker.
I'm very flaky when it comes to the Astros, but I don't know, y'all. We have artists now that are just dying at a rapid rate. I would love to pull up a list of the dead rappers, within maybe just the last 5 years, right? There's so many Chicago rappers that have died.
Their whole culture is based around killing each other. Their whole rap culture is based around offing the person from the other street 2 blocks down.
I think they coined the phrase ops, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
How fucked up is that we have a term that we use?
Nigga.
What's up?
They have videos. What's the dude name? You said his name before. I think it was Fulio or something like that.
Oh,
Fulio.
Where they're talking about who they killed.
Who I
Who
smoke.
they killed.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a whole culture.
That shit is crazy.
And they got videos, and then somebody dies, and they on live laughing about it and taunting the other person, like, "Yeah, your man's got smoke. He was bleeding out," and they laughing, and I'm like, "What?
State of emergency, Shea Boogie.
Like this is cool?
This is what you call a state of emergency.
We never did that.
You know, as much as we can march, we can fucking have keep the peace rallies. Doesn't matter, because those same kids that you described, young people that you described, are still out there, and they don't give a fuck about the keep the peace shit.
No, they don't.
It sounds good for us to say it. It feels good, but the truth of the matter is, they still exist, and they don't give a fuck about that.
You think it's impossible to reach them?
I don't think it's impossible to reach anybody. What I will say is this. It's gonna take a long time. As long as it took to get us to this place that we're at now, it's gonna take that and some more to get us out of it. Yep. But it can happen. You know, for every problem, there's a solution. Shout out to my dad. You know, he says that for every problem, there is a solution.
It's true.
Now, it may not be a quick solution, but guess what? The problem wasn't quick. This shit didn't just happen overnight. We allowed it to get to this point as Black people.
Yep.
What I can say, and I don't want to debate people about this shit about, you know, other people, this and that, are in control of this and they doing this to us. This is our music, our culture. We've accepted this shit. You know, we accepted that. Go ahead, Shea Boogie, talk your shit.
Well, I'm going to say this. I love rap, right? Like, rap is my life. I love the artistry behind it. I love the storytelling. I love knowing what people go through and hearing their stories. And so it's like, it has shaped me and my life and how I view certain things. But the art is so important to me that I'm not one of those people that just talk, right? Like, people ask me, why you want to work at a label? You know, you can just go start your own label. Like, yeah, I could. But in order for me to make change, right, I got to get up in there. I got to get up in there and make change. And so that's part of my reasoning for wanting to work at a label, because I'm not just about the talk. Most people on social media just talk about it. But what the fuck are you actually doing to make a fucking change? And most of the time, people are not doing anything. I want to get up in there and I want to make the change. So for me, being at Universal, you know, I actually had to clock in. And, you know, Migos is signed to Universal, basically under quality control, who's under Motown, and Motown is under Universal. So I had to deal with the label. I seen the emails that were coming through about his death. Every time I go to clock in, I see a picture of the Migos right there on top. And it just hurt me so bad that every time we turn around, it's another young black man dying for nothing. And the world takes the shit so lightly that it's almost sickening. So it's like, I do feel like we need more people to speak up, more role models. We need more men to get out in these communities. Like, people say they're doing it, but nobody's doing it. They're putting quotes on social media and they think that's the way to reach everybody, but that's not the way to reach everybody. So I just want to push people. Like, if you older, you are OG, you know what it's about. It don't make you weak and it don't make you soft and it don't make you sorry to get out there and start a program for young men. Like, get them off the street, start finding activities and things for them to do. Like, we need that. We had a lot of that coming up. So we have to be the ones now in these shoes that have to create these safe spaces for young men. And that's why I just shout out to all the people that I know that actually are out here really doing shit. They're not slacktivists. They're actually really out here like active, like making shit just really active and working.
They're not what?
Slacktivists.
What is that?
A slacktivist is a person that always talks about the changes that need to be made, but they're not doing shit about it. They're a slacktivist. And that's a real term.
Okay. You mentioned Motown.
Yep.
Now, is NBA YoungBoy signed to Motown?
No.
Kodak Black?
No.
One of them is, for sure.
Lil Baby.
No, I'm talking about the one of the two that I just mentioned. I thought both of them were, actually.
To Motown? No. Motown has most of its rap acts through QC, which is quality control. They're the only rap label on Motown.
Okay. You want to look it up? Or
I'll look it up.
Okay. It's amazing to me that we're talking about a label who used to make songs, I've got sunshine on a cloud, to what we've actually come to now, right?
Kodak is signed to Atlantic.
But for whatever reason, like I say, it's on us, bro. We accepted this shit. As Shay started off, she started off with I love rap.
And NBA YoungBoy signed to Atlantic.
As we both do, as we all do. We love rap, right?
Man, I love it.
But we do love it. But sometimes we can just love some shit that don't love us back, right? And I'm not saying it's just because it's rap. I'm saying what rap has turned into.
But there's more rap than just NBA YoungBoy, Kodak Black. Like, it's so much more rap out here, but it don't get no play because that's not what people, they don't want to hear the good.
They don't want to, and that's my point though. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And you know, me and you have had this conversation plenty of times, right? Where like my opinion has always been like, for me personally, like the albums I was raised on was Doggy Style by Snoop, 187 he wrote by Spice One, you know, Uncle Luke, you know, all this type of shit, right? Where a lot of the music was violent, sexist, you know, all types of shit.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you listening to that?
That was about 8 or 9.
Young as hell.
But I do ask myself now, you know, I'm not tone deaf to what's going on and, you know, like all the points you made, but I always wonder, like, how is it different to where I can listen to it and I just know it's entertainment? Like, I know these motherfuckers didn't shoot and kill all these people that sold all this dope. I could just appreciate the art for what it is. But
well,
it's like, how can I listen to it and not be affected where there's someone else that takes all of it literally?
So
that is a question.
Just like
true.
wrestling back in the day. I could watch wrestling, right? The Ultimate Warrior, I don't know, Hulk Hogan, all these motherfuckers, right?
Yeah. Andre the Giant.
Yeah. But I never tried to suplex my little brother, right?
Yeah.
But there are plenty of cases where young kids have tried, you know, young boys have, you know, try wrestling moves on their sister, right? Try to, you know, give them the fucking DDT or some shit. Killed them. That's just how life is, DJ Kunphuzed. Some people are going to be wrapped up in the shit and taken by it. Some people won't. I was like you, right? I can hear the shit jamming. I like it, but it's music.
Entertainment.
That's it. But a lot of people, some people's lifestyle won't allow it to just be that. They may be living in some really tough conditions.
But did you have people teaching you that it was just entertainment?
No.
Because I did.
I didn't. It was, I don't want to say natural, but I mean, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I wasn't in a situation where like niggas are selling dope right outside my house, right? But what if that was the case, right? And then I'm listening to music talking about having a pocket full of money selling dope, right? I'm gonna want to probably try that. I'm gonna want to participate in that shit, right?
Yep.
This is what I say about telling. Like rap went from telling a story, talking about your everyday life, and even today they still use that excuse, right? Man, we just talking about what we see. No, you glorifying it at this point. It went from talking about what you were living to talking about the conditions. NWA, fuck the police. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, NWA had a lot of glorification of the bullshit too. Mm-hmm. But to excuse them for that, they were young. Yeah. You know, it's like.
But I do.
They not young now?
You know what? I just want to go to
the rappers now. They young.
The Straight Outta Compton album, because a lot of people count that album as the introduction of gangster rap, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I've been listening to it for decades at this point. One thing I noticed about the album is outside of Gangsta, Boys in the Hood, the 8 Ball remix, damn it, and I can't think of one other song. But for the most part, that album really wasn't gangster. It was just them talking about, they were almost like East Coast artists. They were just talking about how good they rap, just in a raw-ass way using cuss words. Now, when Cube left the group, that's when the second album seemed to glorify more violence and that type of shit.
What was that, 100 Miles and Running?
Nah, Niggas for Life.
Niggas for Life.
That was the second album.
Yeah, because Cube wasn't really with it. He wasn't really talking about that type of content.
Yeah, and plus, you know, he had the pay dispute, which was his whole thing with Jerry Heller. Mm-hmm. But just over the years, like, you know, everybody talk about how gangster the album was, and it's like, if you really go back and listen to it, it was just standard fare of rap at that time with a whole bunch of cussing.
Yeah, but what were the standout tracks of that album?
Pretty much the ones I named, like Fuck the Police, Gangsta,
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Okay. So that's my point right there. Like, that was the standout tracks, right? Why do you think that was? Because it was raw. Like, that shit was like, it's appealing. Relatable. Gangster rap music is appealing. Just like for women, the whole culture shit, the whole rap is appealing. Like, negative, bad shit, shit that we typically like to think of as like bad, is like, that's what motherfuckers are attracted to for some reason, right? I don't know why that shit is, but it is. It's just, I think it's just human nature.
Yeah.
You know, even from the stories of like Adam and Eve, I don't know if them niggas really existed.
That's where it started.
But even the story of that shit, like, hey, don't go eat this shit.
And they put it on women. And that's why throughout history, like, if you take it back to biblical times,
what's the boo button?
Men always blame the women. It started with Adam and Eve.
Okay. Well, yeah. Right. You're right, Shay Boogie. Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely. You 100% correct. So, anyway, I don't know, y'all. We can't talk about this. We didn't really talk about Takeoff too much. We just kind of talked about the culture.
Yeah.
What can we do about it? This is my thing. Even with like let me get some boo for her for that last shit though, please. Yeah, because I'm still. Yeah, we gotta boo her.
Don't do that. And then he gonna turn it up.
All right, but when like the Kanye shit, right? When I saw Kanye making statements, talking about Jewish people and this and that, blah blah blah. My thing is always this, bro. If you are really real about what you say, and he started talking about rap music and its messages, because that's the hot thing to do now, right? Since Charleston Whitehead started putting it to the forefront, that's really like the hot thing to do. Talk about rap and its content, which I approve that, right? But to me, if somebody like Kanye West really wants to make a difference, he would pull some of these young rappers to the side, or pull them and talk to them about their content and some of their music, right? And what he could do.
How you know he hasn't done that?
I don't know if he's done that or not. See, unlike some people at the round table, I don't just say like, well, he hasn't. I don't know. I ain't talking about anybody in particular, Shay Boogie.
But you made it a point that's what he needs to do, as if he hasn't already done it. So you're basically kind of saying this.
Okay, well, publicly, then I'll just say that. Mm-hmm. To my knowledge, to your knowledge, has he done it?
I don't know, but I'm not. I'm not going to say that he hasn't. Because we don't know.
Hold on. I'm not asking you has he done it. I'm asking you, to your knowledge, has he done it?
To my knowledge, I really don't know. Let me tell you why I say, hold on. First of all, Kanye is not a good artist because to me, his music doesn't necessarily speak to violence, right? He's never been like this gangster rapper type of artist. So his music always speaks about the power being within oneself to make change. So his music is already that reaching out to people. That's why rap is so big, because that is the message. He may not sit one-on-one and say to each individual like, hey, D. Francis, but that's what his music does. And I commend him for that, because he's not just out putting out regular music just for a buck.
The last song I heard from Kanye West, he was saying some shit. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it.
I'm not saying that all his music. I'm just talking about the gangster rap shit. I'm talking about other men.
I don't even see the conversation about Kanye being a gangster rapper is not even one that we're having. Kanye's not a gangster rapper. But I'm
just
saying
talking about the conversation with young men. He
has so much influence, and these young men do look up to Kanye.
But his influence comes through his music, not him sitting at a round table talking to people. His power is in his pen.
Well, obviously that's not true, because his power, as of late, him being in the media.
That's now.
Okay,
but he's had over 10 years of music. You talking about now?
But I'm not talking about his music. I'm just talking about just him as a person.
Okay.
You know, the stuff that he's talking about now, I wish that he would use his power, that his influence. Because like Coleman said, Kanye's a big brand. You know, he's a brand, and he does have influence, and these kids do look up to him. And I'm sure he could pull some of them to the table and have conversations with them about the content of their music and what they're talking about, and the importance of, you know, of putting out better messages, or just work on different type of songs with them other than just gangster stuff. Hey man, let me pull you. I mean, let's make a song about this. You're Kanye. Use that shit. Why not? But you know, hey,
I don't necessarily think it's gonna work on everybody.
We don't know. It's just wishful thinking, right?
We're never gonna hear another self-destruction or same gang. Just to be honest with you.
Right.
We may. All right. So, rest in peace to Takeoff.
Yeah, man.
But rest in peace to all the young people that we've lost, young and old, to gun violence.
Even just regular people in the news that are losing their lives to gun violence. Like, it's sickening.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm tired of it.
All the people that we lose. You know, we highlight it when it's a Takeoff or it's a young Dolph. People dying every day.
Every day.
We had a discussion about guns, and I don't, you know, man, what is it? I don't know, man. I mean, the problem is it's just like we have a lighter, right? We have a lighter, we light something on fire, and that shit ignites something else and something else. And next thing you know, we got a fucking wildfire, right? Mm-hmm. That's just where we are. As I said before, we are in a state of emergency. Black people, we are guilty. We are guilty of loving our poison, our culture that has been destructive to us, destructive to our minds, that our music that has stopped us from growing up as men and women. It's halted our fucking mental states. It's created a bunch of grown kids. You know, you got 40-something-year-old people listening to the same radio stations that 10 and 12 and 13, 14, 15-year-olds listen to.
Right. Still trying to hold on to their youth.
Still listen to the same music.
No, grow up. We need you on your grown shit.
Yeah. So, you know, all that twerking on the head like shit.
Hey, man, listen. Everybody party.
Man, you are so guilty.
Everybody party.
You're so
Everybody got to have a good time. And sometimes like, we can't be serious all the time.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about being serious, but I mean, like, that's kind of a prime example of what I mean. Like, we're hooked on this shit, dog. And we're not gonna let it go.
It's different for me because I was raised with a father who taught me that it was just entertainment. Well, so for me, it's just a little different. I could hear something like that and know that that's not my life. That's not how my life needs to be. Like, that doesn't make me a woman to be twerking on some headlights. Like, I learned that, but a lot of women don't.
But a lot don't. And that's the problem. And that's why, like, even with DJ Kunphuzed was saying, he was the type that could hear that shit and just know it was entertainment.
Yep.
I could too, but so many of my partners could not.
Yep.
You know, when that pot came on, that fucking June 16th, 1971, Mama gave birth to a hell-raising heavenly son. When that shit hit, my little niggas was like 10, 11, maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. That shit took them.
Yeah, even
Thug Life.
Even,
That took them.
Brenda's Got a Baby. For me as a young woman, that was a defining moment in my life watching this video. Like, just watching the video of Brenda's Got a Baby taught me, like, I don't want no goddamn babies. I don't need to be out here having sex with these men because he gonna be beating my ass and I gotta get a baby and throw that baby in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
would it be kind of fair to say, like, while we talking about Tupac, that he was almost like the perfect personification of what we're actually talking about?
he was a mix of both.
Listen, I talk about Tupac all the time. I say Tupac was probably the most damaging person in hip hop history. For black people, Tupac was, he was damaging. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that.
But
hold on, real quick. Let me make my point because I don't want to leave it there because niggas, I don't feel like having to deal with niggas in their mouth behind this.
No,
here's the thing. Why we gotta be niggas?
We are niggas. You a nigga, my nigga.
I'm not a nigga.
Okay, my nigga. Okay, well, I'm a nigga. Fuck it.
Well, you a nigga.
All right, well, shit, I'm cool with that, my nigga. But this nigga here, man. But Tupac. This,
hell yeah. I'm sorry, nigga. Jordan just
Oh.
out. It's 3-1 now.
Okay.
DJ Kunphuzed.
No, he told me at the beginning of the show to
absolutely.
keep
Thank
him
you.
updated.
Thank you, my.
Yeah, but
thank
not
you, my
live
nigga.
on-
Hey, hold on. Thank you, my nigga.
Nah, nigga.
Hey, man, fuck,
No, but hold on.
man, fuck that.
Hold on,
It's
back
the
to
World
back.
Series.
Back to the
Sorry.
shit though.
Sorry.
Tupac.
Yeah.
Tupac promoted the image of thug life very much. And Tupac glorified thug to the point where it became, as he said in one of his lyrics, the thing to be, you know? I don't know anybody more influential than Tupac when it came to that thug image. The tattoos, you know, it was cool. That nigga was cool. You know what I mean? But he was young at the same time.
Yeah.
He never got the opportunity to mature. We never got to see what Tupac would have been,
Would have turned into.
you know? And so where I blame Tupac a lot for the glorification of the thug life and all of that, I don't blame him fully because we talking about a 25-year-old young man.
Yeah.
That's when he died. We ain't talking about his at 23, 24. We talking about somebody who didn't get to live past 25. I've talked on the pod before. You wouldn't know DJ Kunphuzed because you never listen. But
I'm just saying.
I've talked on the pod before about Snoop, right?
Yeah.
We look at Snoop and we praise Snoop, but Snoop created some of the most detrimental
Yes, he did.
slogans when it came to
Women.
And let's just say it, black
As a married man.
he's created some of the most vile slogans. We don't love you hoes. You bitches ain't shit.
But hoes and tricks.
You know, but we celebrate him. You know, that's Uncle Snoop.
He up there with Martha.
You know, we love him. But what some of the stuff that he laid down in his heyday proved to be very damaging throughout the years, you know.
And
So-
nobody talks about that.
I do.
But I mean, like, none of these big conglomerates and companies and money makers, none of them talk about that because they're happy with him destroying his own people. And then they just throw a couple dollars at him and he sucks it.
That sounded really fucked up.
I'm just saying that's what it is, though.
No,
like,
but I mean,
that's
I
what
won't.
it is.
But even when I think about Snoop now,
accountability.
when I think about Snoop now, I don't think about him promoting that type of image or message now. I'm just saying,
Yeah, because he old now.
Yeah, no, but okay, but I'm just talking about years ago, right?
Yeah.
When he first came out, man, I mean, he came out with a bang. You know what I mean? We don't love you hoes. Think about how that sounds as a black woman, the biggest rapper probably in history, telling you like, you know, you bitches ain't shit.
That's part of the reason why we got the whole culture now.
It is. Like I do not
Seriously.
I do not deny that. You know, I feel like we definitely created that. We tell our women, hey, my girl got a girlfriend. We promote this type of shit. And then when we see all these fucking lesbians and shit running around,
Now everybody mad.
I was gonna say dykes, but I think that's like
Don't do that.
Is it?
Don't say it.
Is
You
that
said it already.
Is it derogatory? I didn't know.
It is derogatory towards them.
The stud girls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
That word is a little offensive to them.
what word?
I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Can I say it?
No.
I said it already.
No, nigga.
All right. I won't say dykes again. But like, we promote this. My girl got a girlfriend. And then when they start having girlfriends, we look around like, why the fuck is this bitch got on Levi's?
Right.
Why the fuck is this bitch got on fucking Jordans?
Why she harder than me?
You know, but and now that has actually become a thing in our community. Like, it's rampant, right? But why the fuck would I want to be a girl if you say I don't love you hoes?
Or you gotta look like a pinup doll. Like, everybody don't look like a fucking pinup doll.
Well, that's a whole nother
So
topic.
you
but that's
diminishing so many women.
Yeah,
Right.
but that is like at one point, like you say, we destroy our own, and then all of a sudden we start to destroy each other, right?
Yep.
I didn't think that this conversation would be this long about, but I think it's one that is very important, right? I would love to have this with like some actual artists that are in the rap game, right?
Yep.
I would like to pick their brains about the topics that they come up with and the reasons why they talk about some of the stuff that they talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I tried rapping at one point. I rapped about a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, you did try.
Yeah, I tried.
You tried.
I tried.
Mm-hmm. Good try.
Yeah,
Yeah. You see
that's how we met.
No, we met. You used to be my barber.
That's how we met.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Oh, you was a barber?
Yeah. You want your haircut?
Hell no, you need to cut your own damn hair.
I do.
The fuck?
Selfie on Instagram, Mr. Luke 713 coming up. You'll see how terrible I look. But I mean, I'm a working nigga now, man. But in all seriousness though, like, you know, I rap, and I was rapping about bullshit too. You know what I mean? Because that's just what was cool. You know what I mean? That's what I did. And I don't know, man.
I never rapped about that kind of stuff.
What you rapped about, Shay Boogie?
I rapped about my life. I rapped about like what I experienced in me as a person and who I was. I never felt like I had to conform. And that was a part of my problem as a female rapper, is like everybody wanted me to conform and be this half naked, sexy rapper, but you got to stand up for something.
That's what the killer niggas say.
Huh?
That's what the killer niggas say. The same thing.
Are you on?
They say the same thing.
The killer?
Rap about my life and what I saw. The same thing.
Oh yeah.
That's what they say.
But see, the thing is, I seen a lot of damaging and terrible stuff in my life. I seen a lot as a woman, and I was mainly around like my father, my brothers, like mainly around men, and in the projects in the Bronx. I seen some damaging stuff, and I rapped about it because that was my experience. But I never rapped about being a hoe, taking niggas for money. You gotta flew me out. That was never my type of rap because I didn't live that type of life.
You gotta flew me out?
Yeah, that's what they say. Flew me out. It's like a
flued out.
Flued out.
Oh.
I know it. You're old. It's okay.
Credit to the
I'm
girls
old
for that shit.
So I don't know. Like I say, I think I'm gonna title this one state of emergency.
State of emergency.
We are. I'm gonna say this again and again. We are in a state of emergency as Black people. This culture, and like I say, I don't want to just say this because Takeoff died, right? I want to say this because our children are dying that we don't even know their names. Our men are dying. Our women are dying. We are dying, not because we're getting old, but because we're being taken. And guess who's taking us? Us.
Ourselves.
We're taking each other. You know how fucked up it is to take somebody's life? You could take my money, take my house and my car, but don't take my fucking life.
Right.
Your life is all you have, man.
Once it's gone, that's it.
We only get one life. And for somebody to take it from you?
For nothing? Especially like for nothing?
That's especially for nothing.
Especially for nothing.
For talking about basketball, man, let me get out of here if I end up hurting somebody. Pop, 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 pop. And then Takeoff's dead.
Come on.
Man, to take somebody's life is such a fucking, I mean, I don't even have words to describe how horrible that is. Yeah, I mean, and we've gotten so comfortable and so casual with how we talk about tech. Ready to gun you down. We bob our heads. That's just one example of many, 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 many.
And let me tell you, you thought the whole designer thing was funny, right? But
no, I did not.
No, I'm talking about how he came on, like the video. I thought it was funny how he came on. But when you go a little deeper and he's standing up and saying, man, you know what? This thing that I thought I loved, I don't love it because it don't love me. And I'm done. I'm done with it. Like he's kind of standing up in that place that we want a lot of people to stand up in and say, hey, man, too many of my people are dying. I'm done with rap. I'm not giving it no more energy. I'm not going to promote any more violence. I don't want none of they fake ass money. Like he's standing up in it.
Well, I don't want to speak too prematurely about that. I hope that that's the case. I hate that it would have to take a personal situation for him to come to that conclusion.
Sometimes it be like that.
Sometimes it do be like that. I hate that it would take that. But if so, I don't care how we get there. We have to get there.
We got to get there.
We have to understand that we are hurting ourselves. We could point the finger at the white man. We could point the finger at the blue man, the green man, the Jew man, that man, this man. We could point the finger at everybody. And there may be truth in some of all of that shit. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we are responsible for us.
Yep. Nobody
gives a fuck about us.
We are our own ops.
Nobody cares about us. And if we don't care about us, how in the fuck can we expect anybody else to give a shit about us? I mean, that's just common, knowledge, right?
Yep.
If you treat yourself like shit, why should I treat you like you are something other than ain't shit?
So I got a question for DJ Kunphuzed.
Yeah.
And you being a DJ, right? The DJ is the number one person in the middle that takes the songs from being to where it's just in the city or coming from a person's hand and then spinning it for the club. So were you the type of DJ, like, did you monitor the music that you spun, or were you the type that was like, oh, this shit is popular and I want to be known and I want to be that DJ, so I'm going to spin it? Or did you take a stand and say, oh, nah, that's violent, so I'm not going to spin that?
It depends. I think I've only did it once, but it was like on a personal freestyle tape that I put out where someone was on some fuck the North Side shit. And at the time when I started DJing, this was like in 2002. What, Luke? I think we were just kind of moving past North Side, South Side beef shit. So it's like, why was
that was around that time?
Yeah,
that's when that.
So it's like we were moving past it. So I blanked the shit out on my tape because it's like it would be unnecessary to do it. But that's the only time I can honestly recall doing it. I would say now, because I just worked on like the first mixtape I've done in years. Like I said earlier, it was a lot of personal shit that kept me from doing music, being entertained by a bunch for a long, long time. And I can honestly say now I've consciously made the decision, like just certain songs, like I'm not gonna put on a tape.
But you're older now.
Yeah.
Would you have made that decision being younger?
No, probably not.
So that's almost kind of like what we're expecting these young people to do. Do you think that's damn near impossible?
So you thinking it's impossible for young people?
No, I'm asking you, do you think it's impossible?
I don't think it is. But I also do think it's just up to the person. It's like, how much shit are you going to take before you decide, man, this is what I'm going to do to contribute, or like you said, find a solution to the problem.
There is like I say, we are responsible for us, right?
Yeah.
We have to demand better. We have to demand better. I remember being in the car, and it was the first time I heard the song Trey Songz and I think Drake, which was like, I think I invented sex. I'm like, God damn, they got this on the radio? It really tripped me out.
I said the same thing.
And I was just thinking to myself, like, man, we have to demand better. Like, I don't know, what the fuck, do we have to boycott the radio station?
And little girls was running around singing, you would think I invented sex.
Man, they sing some of the worst
But
shit.
To be honest, we was coming up singing, I want to sex you up. TikTok, you don't stop. To the TikTok, you don't stop.
And truthfully, like for me, that's where I got to the point where I started asking the question, when it comes to music, who is really responsible? Who is at fault? The people that push it or the consumer that asks for it?
It's
people that push it.
I don't think necessarily the people that push it. I think
Shit.
well, hold on. I think that you know how we always say 2 things can be true at once? Well, maybe 3 things. Y'all looking at the game. Who somebody scored?
Yep, Houston. 4-1.
But it's finna be lit tonight. But
Oh
hold
my
on.
God, we got to be out
But like,
about.
you know how we say 2 things can be true at once? 3 things can be true at once, right? It could be the consumer demanding it. It could be the person making the music. It can be
The person put it out.
the person putting it out. All of it's true, right?
Yeah.
To me, I think that we have a responsibility. You know, we have a responsibility to make better music. You know what I mean? We have to put pressure on people to make better music, or to watch what they are putting out.
But
I disagree.
But I'll even come back to Tupac. Like I said, in my opinion, he's the personification of what we're talking about, because in one instance he can make Brenda's Got a Baby, Dear Mama, then in the same
Turn around,
breath,
I get
nigga,
around.
I get around. Then, Hit 'Em Up.
Oh man.
All of that, it's like that man in this short time went through all the emotions that people do feel on a regular basis. Like with
But who was speaking out against him at that time?
The governments.
What, C. Dolores Tucker?
C. Dolores Tucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was barking back at her. He had us saying fuck C. Dolores Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
Who was right?
C. Dolores.
Goddamn right.
Yep.
So what that comes back to is just respect, right? Do we respect our elders anymore?
Nope.
Did he respect his elders?
Nope.
So, like, how we're raised is very important, right? How we're taught to be is important. I understand that that it's about parenting, but what I've learned is that parenting ain't got shit on rap music. You can parent perfectly, and that rap music will still corrupt that young person's mind. Rap music corrupts the mind of the parent. So what makes you think it won't corrupt the mind of the young person? I don't think that there is I don't think it's a simple solution. What I do think is that we should put pressure on these radio stations to not play shit. I shouldn't have to turn on the radio and hear songs about gunning our own people down. I shouldn't have to hear that shit.
I agree that there should be a balance.
Well, that's the point I was going to make when Shay made the point about I'm going to sex you up. When that went off, you would probably hear, like we said before, Young MC bust a move.
Yeah,
right?
or a Tribe Called Quest.
But we still heard I want to sex you up.
Yeah, but you didn't hear I want to, you didn't hear I think I invented sex into, man, I bet the neighbors know my name. Let me fuck you sideways on the couch, I mean, I'm sure there's a song somewhere.
I'm about to say they did have all that shit back in the day.
They
did have all that.
No, I'm not saying it didn't exist. I'm saying it wasn't just an onslaught of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't an onslaught of
And it wasn't just so direct.
It wasn't an onslaught of murder music, then fucking music, then more murder music, and more murder music, and some more fucking music.
But do you think it's just music, or is it just entertainment?
I think
period?
music is the thing
because
that drives
there's movies.
I don't think movies are.
There's video games. First of all, GTA is brutal.
I think
brutal.
But like I said,
you could pick up hookers and fuck them in the car on a video game that kids play.
All these things could be true at once.
But nobody holds those people accountable. They just focused on rap.
Well, because the music is what sets the tone. The music is what drives the video games. I see video games emulating the culture. The culture is what drives all this shit.
Yeah, but it's white people that create these video games that think that they know the culture and they don't. And they perpetuate it and they put it in these video games for these young black kids to grow up on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that that's not true. Like I said,
it's not black people creating it. It's white people.
Well, no, I'm talking about creating the culture.
I'm talking about the video games. It's white people creating.
No, I agree. Hey, baby. I agree with that, right? They're gonna capitalize on the shit. That's just the nature of the world that we live in.
But that's the same thing with the radio. You're not gonna be able to shut down their money.
Well, it's not shut. It's not. That's why I say pressure on the artist to make to.
You're not gonna shut down their money.
So it's just so basically. So what do we do?
But then that goes back to the balance part that I was talking about, because not I'm tripping. Not the balance, but who is it more on, the consumer or the pusher? Because when we came up, there was balance on the radio. But
I feel like it's the pusher.
Yeah,
I could put out whatever I can make a song, but nobody's gonna hear it if it's not distributed. Right? You could make a song. Don't mean that the whole world gonna hear it unless you put it on a platform where it's distributed for the whole world to hear.
I know what you're trying to do now. I see what you're trying to do. You're slick.
What? I'm serious.
I know. I see what you're trying to do. You try to set up some shit. Yeah. I see what you're trying to do.
Hey, you may have to hit the clap button.
Yeah, no, I'm not clapping. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. I see what you're trying to do, little nigga. I see what you're trying to do, Shay Boogie.
But that was a dope segue, though.
I'm just saying.
Man, listen. I don't know. Fuck it. There's no solution, so fuck all this shit. Fuck this whole conversation. We guilty.
Nah, it's a solution. But
there ain't no damn solution, Shay.
Listen. Even you having this platform, right? This is your opportunity to speak to the people to try to make change.
Man, fuck.
The fact that you even have this platform.
Shay, I'm so fucking pissed off right
I don't care. You're going to listen to this shit.
Fuck you. I'm sick of these niggas, man. Fuck. I'm like Charleston White. You know, 1 minute I'm saying some deep shit, next minute I'm like, man, fuck these niggas, man.
So that you understand them.
Oh, I understand them. They're just a product of what they know. I'm not mad at these young people, man. I don't blame them. It's like, it's just like, yeah, I don't blame young people for acting the way that they act, right? They are a product of the environment. They're a product of the culture. They just act out on all they know. At the end of the day, though, they are still, they're still like, I don't want to use the word terrorizing because that's kind of overboard, but like, I don't know. I don't want to say the shit wrong because I don't want to have to issue out no apologies. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it come with the territory.
Does it though?
But you got to stand in it. Yeah, you got to stand in it. Like who's gatekeeping for you right now that you feel like you can't say what you want to say?
Oh no, it's not that. It's about future endeavors. You know, they can pull shit back from the archive.
But if this is how you feel, this is the problem. If that's how you feel, then speak how you feel.
Here we go.
Like you see, like you got the freedom to press whatever buttons that you want to press.
And I got the freedom to give you the guilty verdict too.
But I'm not guilty.
You guilty the motherfucker.
Thank you.
This nigga D. Francis, man. Salute to D. Francis.
Exactly.
We all fuck with Shay. Shay
Thank
Boogie
you.
is wonderful.
Thank you.
She be lying live, but she still wonderful.
Your ass be lying too.
Nah, I
You be trying to force your opinions on people.
Hey man, people can feel how they want to feel. I just be trying to make sure my point is across. If you get what I'm saying,
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you wrong though.
Why? Because I'm a black woman. I'm wrong.
See, y'all see what the fuck I'm saying? Here we go. She just can't help it. She had the W and just fucking let it slip from her goddamn hand. I gave it a W. All right. So. Y'all want to talk about Kyrie goofy ass or no? Like,
yeah, man. We gotta touch on it.
That sounded very inappropriate, Shay, but we got to put more pressure.
We got to speak on it.
There we go. All right, so Kyrie Irving shared a tweet that was a link to a movie, which was once a book called From Hebrews to Negroes.
And where's this movie at? Where can I find it?
You can find it in your phone, Shay Boogie.
On what streaming platform though?
Apple.com.
No, Amazon Prime.
But I think it's on probably all of them.
Probably is, which means it's out there for the world.
Okay, as you can see, Shay Boogie's trying to make a point. Go make your point, Shay Boogie. Because you over here.
My point is that, like, I get what you're saying too.
I ain't saying anything.
But we had this conversation before. So I get what you're saying too. But again, this didn't come from YouTube. This wasn't a YouTube video that somebody just happened to make up and just put online for everybody to see. It's literally for rent on Amazon Prime, which means to me, the problem is with Prime. They put it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Salute to Shay Boogie. Salute to Shay Boogie.
I keep getting mixed reviews. I'm getting mixed reviews.
There you go. I don't know. I guess.
Did he star in it? Did he direct it? Did he invest in it?
Who?
Did he put money? Kyrie. Did he put money behind it? All he did was share the damn link. So if anything, Amazon Prime should be held responsible.
Salute to Shay Boogie. I'm not even gonna boo you.
Oh, I'm like, I was waiting for it.
No, I'm not gonna boo you. Salute to you. Okay, so Kyrie, there you go. Kyrie. We had a hell of a pre-discussion about this. I guess Kyrie is not responsible for what he tweets on his page.
See how he trying to flip it? That's that bullshit.
Well, what I'm saying is you put more of the blame on Amazon than Kyrie, right?
I do, because they
what's wrong?
actually have it out and available for the world.
No,
to rent.
I got you. So
all he did was retweet.
That's what I'm saying. So you're not blaming him.
No.
That's what the
But
fuck.
he did.
Hold on. That's just what I said. You don't put the blame on Kyrie. And when I said that,
It didn't sound like that though.
God damn, Shay Boogie, you guilty. Shay Boogie said it didn't sound like that.
It didn't sound like that.
Even though those were the same exact words.
It didn't sound like it. What you was gonna say, DJ Kunphuzed?
Yeah, talking shit.
I was gonna say he amplified it though, as far as the attention to it. And then when he was asked about it, he didn't explain himself right. And the reason that he faced what he faced is because in that movie it's basically saying that the Holocaust didn't exist.
Damn, exactly.
And that's fucked up, because that'd be just like if anybody came out.
They do
and was
say
like,
that.
Hey, Rosewood or Tulsa or Lake Lanier ain't no real
They
shit.
do minimize it.
Well,
They've been minimizing it all our lives.
Okay, salute to Shay Boogie once again.
No, seriously, they do minimize it, and they tell us to get over it.
Yeah, but that's a different conversation.
But there's so many slavery documentaries and movies out that people share. Why this one, and why is it such a big deal?
Maybe you need to understand why it's offensive to Jewish people to say that the Holocaust.
No, I understand why it's offensive. What I'm saying is, why are they not offended with the platform that put it out or who made it?
So as we can
all
see,
he did was retweet it.
Right.
So I do agree with that they should face some sort of backlash for it too. But
They said it.
but they're
Well,
not.
what does backlash to Amazon look like?
Shit. Boycott.
Just get it pulled.
Pull that fucking movie.
Okay.
But
If you so offended,
But yeah.
pull
So
it.
and I'm gonna just leave this here because we got to get up out of here.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta go.
To me, it sounds like
Damn, is it 9:41?
yeah, we've been talking some shit, Shay.
Oh man.
Yeah, we were talking some shit, and it wouldn't be that late if you had make this Amazon point 20 times already.
Well, I mean,
I think that it's Amazon's
I'm
fault.
saying I stand by that, and I'm usually not very strong on situations, but I'm usually I usually let y'all battle it out. But you and either the grizzly bear or whoever you going back and forth with, I usually let y'all handle it, and I don't really jump in with a side. But I have a side this time because I just feel like it's like you're trying to find something against this black man, and you're like, you know what? We're going to shut him down. We're going to try to take this from him. But the problem lies in the people that created the video, the people that put the video out for viewing.
See, and this is the thing. To me, that's the emotional argument. The emotional argument is like, y'all trying to attack this black man, take this money,
Their argument is emotional.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is So when you say Kyrie bears no responsibility,
I didn't say he don't bear no responsibility.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying like
let me phrase this again. When you say that Kyrie is not responsible,
I'm just saying
No, hold on. True or no?
No, he bears some responsibility because he tweeted the shit.
So
right?
now you're changing your position.
No, wait. But what I'm saying is the way that they're coming down on him and not coming down on the platform, the people that made it, they're making him the example as if he was the one that created it and he wasn't. So he's taking all the heat. And nobody's speaking up on the actual facts, like the people that made it.
You have spoken on it at least 12 times.
Well, you know how much times you speak on shit?
No, I don't.
I know, because you're always speaking.
But the documentary was made by other black men too.
But what I'm saying is that nobody's coming down on them. They made it.
Yeah.
They trying to put all the weight on Kyrie because he's known, he got money, he got clout, he's a basketball player, he got a name. So we're going to use him as an example and we're going to try to put these niggas in line. We got to keep these niggas in line.
But in Kanye, I mean, I'm about to say Kanye, goddammit. In Kyrie case, he made it worse for himself because he didn't properly explain like, hey, I watched this documentary. There was some things I agreed with. I didn't agree with this. Like, he never said that. He just dodged the question, and then when they was asking him about it again, he just kept doubling down until they was like, okay, fuck this nigga. And they just really went at him until he eventually ended up apologizing. It just made it come off.
Come on, man. They just attacking the black man.
He already knew that was going to happen.
Fault.
Nah, but in his apology, it made it seem like he didn't even really watch the movie.
Yeah. Well,
maybe he didn't, but it was out. He didn't put it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was a very spirited conversation. I'm too tired to really dive into this shit. I don't have the energy.
You too twisted.
I don't have the energy to like really. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, I just feel like I feel like it's a deflection thing. Like, we talking about Kyrie's responsibility, his role in the thing, and if we're gonna skip that and talk about, well, yeah, but the platform he did it. I said this before. It's like, to me, it's like an all lives matter type of response to something, right?
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, this is just my opinion, Shay. Sorry.
Yeah. Well.
When you're talking about a situation, and instead of talking about the actual situation, you pivot to something else to try to take the blame off of the actual thing to start talking about, they did this, which shouldn't have been him. Well, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that is true, but at the end of the day, he did post it. He put it out there, and the $1 billion companies that sponsor him, Nike and his employer, said, hey man, that anti-Semitic shit that you shared on your page, we don't like that shit. You know, our customer base don't like that shit. It's offensive to the Jewish people, and you need to take that shit down, apologize. And when you refuse to do that, and then the consequences come on you, you only brought it upon yourself. So blaming Amazon for him doing that, to me is crazy.
I didn't blame Amazon for him doing that.
All right.
I didn't say Amazon was the reason that he did that. I never said that. I never said Amazon was the reason that he did that. All I'm saying was he did not direct it. He didn't write it. He didn't star in it. It was already on a platform. It was a documentary that's already out. So why is nobody showing backlash and all of that for the company that put it out or that's airing it and distributing it?
I'm showing backlash for Amazon right now. Fuck you, Amazon. There you go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the realest shit right there. Fuck Amazon.
Right. So fuck Amazon and salute to Nike. Salute to NBA. Oh, we got to get out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen of listening land, we are some wonderful people with very differing opinions, and we are out of this bitch.
I can't stand him.
Yeah, man. We Shay Boogie's question of the week.
Oh. No, I'm about to. Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Hey.
All right. So Shay Boogie's question of the week. So in talking about Kyrie and Kanye and everything, and cancel culture, do people not deserve second chances? That's the question of the week. Like, do you think that people deserve a second chance? We all make mistakes. We all human. No one's perfect. And so it's like, just like how we want grace for ourselves, should we give grace to other people?
I would say that would depend on who the person is and what we're giving grace for, right? Not just anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, it just depends on what the situation is.
Yeah, because cancel culture, you mess up one time and they want to cancel your whole career. They want to snatch all your money and bring you back in the ghetto with them.
I'm over here, I got my hand on my forehead, man. God damn, man. Hey, listen, you about to wake me up. I'm really concerned about some of these takes that you come to. How do you get to some of these conclusions?
Don't be concerned.
No, it's not really concerned. I'm just talking shit. But I mean, because I God damn.
Don't act like you don't feel some of it.
I don't feel none of that shit.
Well, that's you.
I know. I'm not acting though. I'm just letting you know. Like, to me, you sound crazy.
That's fine. Maybe I am.
Shay Boogie, you not guilty for being a little crazy, as we all are. Oh no. Yeah, it would depend on who we talking about. Like, we talking about like Kanye. I stopped fucking with Kanye after the Trump shit, right? So by the time we got to the White Lives Matter shit, I'm already off this nigga. So, it don't matter to me. I'm not forgiving that type of shit.
But people forgive R. Kelly.
Who?
People give R. Kelly a second chance, but they want to shut down Kyrie.
R. Kelly's in jail. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about people still jamming his shit like he ain't a fucking child rapist.
Oh, I jam that nigga shit.
Right.
Yeah. R. Kelly be jamming.
As a rapist.
Okay, as a rapist.
As a sex offender.
As a sex offending child pissing on the face person.
And you play his music and you want to talk to me about anti-Semitic.
I don't give a shit about it. Let me not say
Hold up.
No, I don't give a shit about that shit. I don't have, so that's not my argument. I'm not coming to you about like, oh, hey, you shouldn't be anti-Semitic. You can do whatever you want to. Just like Kyrie can do whatever the fuck he want to do.
No, obviously he can't.
He can, but he gonna suffer the consequences.
Okay, so with that, and people fuck up the First Amendment all the time, all day, every day.
Man, I talked about that today. Motherfuckers freedom of speech.
You have the right to say whatever. It only covers you from being retaliated against by the government.
Yeah, you'll be free.
But you're not free from anybody's
You're not free of the consequences. And that is two separate things that people just, they don't seem to understand. Freedom of speech don't mean you can say whatever the fuck you want to and say, and just, that's just it. And nobody has the right to fucking punish you for the shit that you do or say. That's like, you have the right to do it. You ain't gonna go to prison for it, for saying whatever you want to say. But your sponsor or your fucking employer can fucking punish you, which is happening in the Kyrie situation. It's an extremely simple concept, right? And everybody that's listening understands that whatever, you can't just do or say whatever the fuck you want to represent a brand. Now let's stop playing stupid. Now we can't do that shit. You can't do whatever and say whatever you want to do. It sounds good. Like, make you feel good in the chest. Like, man, I can say whatever the fuck I want to. No, the fuck you can't.
Shut up and dribble.
Hey, shut the fuck up and dribble. If that's how you want to look at it, then fine. That's cool. But it boils down to that sometimes. Sometimes it's shut the fuck up and get back to typing.
Well, then maybe the real problem is being a slave to the white man's money. Not necessarily like freedom of speech. Maybe it's just being a slave to like how you make your money. If you owned your own business or you made your money another kind of way, you didn't work for the white man or you wasn't endorsed by the white man, maybe it would be different.
Maybe. Shay Boogie, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe it would be different. I'm just saying, we so afraid because we're taking money from other people, from the white man, and that's where a lot of our fear come from. Are we really free?
Well, we have to.
Ye said slavery was a choice. That was his in his situation.
I mean,
because to me, with Kanye, what pisses me off about him a lot is he only brings these points up when it's convenient for him. None of this shit was for the betterment of anybody. That motherfucker self-absorbed. And he only started raising all of this ruckus because he ain't getting his way with something. He do that shit all the fucking time. He did it with his ex-wife. He did it with Adidas. That's just his MO.
Mm-hmm.
Well, salute to the fine people that we have joining us today at Legendary Lab 7 Studios. Hey, everybody. Do any of y'all have any opinions that y'all would like to share on any of these topics that y'all hear us talking about?
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. All right.
And then, like,
listen, you can say whatever you want to say. Like, you're not a basketball player. You're not making the white man's big time money. Come speak your mind.
Hey, you stop right where I stopped. I don't give a fuck about that. Oh, man. Yeah, nigga. Hey, listen, some shit.
Think about it.
Some shit I'm not playing with. Y'all niggas. Hey, listen. Y'all can listen. Hey, don't go slap the bully. The bully will beat your ass. And here I go slapping the bully. And when the bully beat my ass, I'm like, oh, man, I can't believe the nigga hit me.
I deserved it.
Hey, I did. If I go slap the nigga. Shay Boogie, if you, oh my God. So, all right. It's crazy because I watch Kanye all week talk about the big bad boogeyman, the Jewish people, the big bad boogie. And it's like, if that's how you feel and that's what you know, why you going fucking with him? And then when you start fucking with him, you get the consequences that you say was coming. What's the problem?
And it's funny because Sway truly had the answers for him the whole time.
You ain't got the answers.
And Sway had the answers.
Do it. Yeah, why don't you just do it yourself?
But he came back and said that Sway was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years later, damn near.
All right, so very spirited conversation. Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Rest in peace.
Shay Boogie's question of the week.
Do people deserve second chances?
All right, so DJ Kunphuzed, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Well, tonight, I should say.
I appreciate y'all letting me be here, even though I haven't listened to an episode. But I'm gonna go back and listen to every episode.
Don't say that. That don't sound good.
Yeah, don't lie to us. God damn.
I'm not lying to you though.
This nigga ain't gonna listen to the episode he on.
I ain't listening to that one.
We can check back this nigga 3 weeks from now. Man, you listen to the shit?
I was there. I ain't need to listen to it.
Yeah, man, I ain't get a chance to listen.
Hey, but I raised my right hand. I'm sitting here being honest. But I came to show support for Luke. I done met D. Francis. I done met Shay. So I've met new people. And I'm going to start listening to the podcast.
Facts. We appreciate that.
Salute to DJ Kunphuzed in the motherfucking house. Salute to my guy D. Francis. Salute to Shay Boogie.
What they do?
Very fine people at the round table. Thank y'all for the spirited discussion. Yeah, so we are out of here. Rest in peace to Takeoff once again.
Man.
Rest in peace to all the black people that died this week that we don't even know their names. What else we got, man? I don't know. It's always.
We just got to do better.
Yeah, it's just always some shit going on.
Accountability.
I just hate that another prominent hip hop artist is dead, bro. We just was it 2 weeks ago we was talking about PNB Rock?
Yep.
Yeah.
God damn.
And it's an artist that minded his business.
We already forgot about him. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just happened. It's happening too much. But rest in peace to those fine people. And guess what, man? We are out of this bitch. Make sure y'all check us out on all your streaming platforms. That would be Spotify. That would be iHeart, Amazon Music. If y'all got them weak ass iPhones, you know, you got the Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. Make sure y'all fuck with us. We on YouTube as well. And thank y'all for listening. We definitely love y'all out there in listening land. Any last words, Shay Boogie?
Peace.
Yeah, and it don't look like you gonna make it home.
Nigga, that was the last word. Any last words, Shay Boogie, again?
Peace.
Shay Boogie, would you like to try again? Any very last words before D. Francis stops the fucking recording?
Yes. Okay, so one of
Oh, god damn!
Wait, you just asked me.
Okay, what's up?
Twice, so I had to find something.
Talk your shit, Shay
deep
Boogie.
down in my cerebellum.
What the fuck is a cerebellum?
Look it up. I want y'all to listen to the song by Nas called I Gave You Power. That's one of my favorite songs from Nas, and he raps from the perspective of being a gun. And I just think that that's one of the most profile songs ever in hip hop history. And so when you get a chance, really listen to that song because, I just love it. And it just means so much about what we're talking about today and about gun violence. And it's relevant. And even though he dropped that song so many years ago, like look how relevant it is today. Like Nas is like a beast. Yes, Nas is a beast. So go listen to I Gave You Power and tell him Shay Boogie sent you.
So you mean to tell me Glorilla's Fuck Nigga Free ain't one of the most prolific rap songs?
Hell nah.
Rap history?
Hell nah.
Twerking on the headlights?
Hell nah. Ain't nothing like I Gave You Power. Have you ever heard that song?
Absolutely.
Oh, I had to make sure you was really real.
Shay Boogie.
I had to make sure you was really real.
All right, last words. Anybody but Shay Boogie.
I already had my time.
You definitely have done that. DJ Kunphuzed, since you the guest, I'm gonna let you take us out. Take us home, brother. Man, all right, we'll see y'all later. Y'all be cool. We love y'all. Goodbye.
He confused.
Peace.
Peace.